Hello everyone and welcome to Skincare with Hyram. If you don't know who I am, my name's Hyram and I'm passionate about teaching you how to perfect your skincare routine. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and to the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. I'm currently running on 3 hours of sleep and it's 1 a.m. and I have to edit this video tonight, so I'm gonna cry. There's no longer blood coursing through my veins, it's just all coffee. And here I'm the one saying you need sleep to have good skin. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about some new skincare products I found at Target that have formulas that just amaze me. I love Target like way too much. It's not healthy. And I know every person on the block says that, but it's unhealthy how often I go to Target. No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say how many times I go a week because it's just not productive. And I don't feel like being judged any more than I already am. Over the past 6 months, I've really been enjoying the beauty section in Target because they've been adding so many new brands and new products all the time. And over the past few months, I've found some new skincare formulas that have really impressed me. Some of them like completely took me off guard. One brand specifically I'm featuring in this video that just, I never thought I'd like any of their products. But yeah, I'm really excited to get into this and let's just jump right into it. I also want to say today's video is partially sponsored by Bliss, so make sure you stay tuned to learn more about those products. Up first, we have the Versed Acne Cream Cleanser. I bought this a few weeks ago and I have to say, I'm so impressed with the formula. Versed has their other gel cleanser. I've come close to purchasing that so many times, but every time I looked at the ingredient list, I was just like, this just has too many irritating ingredients for me to feel comfortable using until I saw that they released this one. This one's a cleanser that's formulated with 1.5% salicylic acid, a great acne treatment ingredient. But one of the problems with salicylic acid is that it can be really drying on people's skin, particularly if you're someone who has dry, acne-prone skin. And the amazing thing about this one is that it has really gentle surfactants or cleansing agents that aren't going to overly strip your skin. And surprisingly, it's formulated with ingredients like propanediol and glycerin, of which are really hydrating, as well as natural plant extracts like apple that have some mild exfoliation ability, in addition to the salicylic acid, which is going to go deep into your pores and deeply exfoliate your skin. And I think this is an amazing option for anyone who does have, really dry skin, but you still struggle with breakouts, but you don't want to overly strip your skin. It's great for that because the formula will compensate for the dryness that salicylic acid usually brings along with it. The only thing that's not ideal about this formula is that it is formulated with blue tansy oil, but out of all the essential oils, I feel like blue tansy is the one that I'm kind of like the most okay with, and because it's a wash-off treatment, you're not leaving it on your skin for a long time, I don't find it problematic, but there is, that one essential oil. Next is from the same brand, Versed. It is the Fix Emergency Eye Mask. Now this one is kind of an innovative product because it is a mask specifically for your under eye area. You leave it on for a good 15 minutes and then wipe it off afterwards and let the rest of the formula sink into your skin. Now, A+ for innovation. I always love to see products that kind of like are a little bit different than your typical eye cream, moisturizer, serum. And I was pretty hesitant on buying this, but I ended up breaking down and buying it when I was going through a few nights where I was getting very little sleep and I knew I was going to have dark circles. I decided to get this one and honestly, my dark circles did not look that bad the few days after, which is not normal because my dark circles, when I don't get very much sleep, they tend to come out. And I for sure will be using this over the next few days because this week has been a doozy. I'm so tired. But yeah, I noticed good results, which is kind of surprising because the ingredient list isn't necessarily like out of this world. Like I look at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to brighten your under eyes so much, but it's still pretty good. The ingredients it has are glycerin, hydrogenated castor oil, both of which are going to be really moisturizing to the skin, a firming and soothing peptide complex, beneficial antioxidant root extracts, as well as caffeine, an ingredient that can be good for, awakening under eye area. It does have ascorbic acid, but I don't really think it's necessarily effective for the brightening effect that this claims to have because ascorbic acid does work over time. It's not as much an instant noticeable difference, at least not at this concentration, but with regular use, I can see you kind of getting those benefits from the ascorbic acid. The formula is good, the results were good on me, so I have to say I like this product. The next brand I'm featuring is actually today's video sponsor, Bliss. Thank you so much, Bliss, for sponsoring this video. Bliss has really been delivering some really good products recently and has been catching my attention with some really good formulas, of which I'm going to talk about. If you guys follow me on TikTok, which make sure you go follow me before TikTok gets shut down so you can enjoy some hopefully quality content. I talked about their Clear Genius Liquid Clarifying Peel, which is actually my favorite product from the brand overall. As soon as I saw this product on the shelf and I looked at the ingredient list, I was like, wow, this is a good formula. It's a 10% blend of multiple acids, but one of the reasons I really like this one is because it features one of my favorite types of exfoliating acids, PHAs, or polyhydroxy acids, specifically gluconolactone. And the difference between PHAs and AHAs, for example, like glycolic acid, of which this is also formulated with, is that a high concentration of something like glycolic acid can sometimes be irritating to people's skin. And PHAs are great because they deliver the same benefits and results as alpha hydroxy acids, AHAs, but they tend to be less sensitizing and irritating on the skin. So the fact that this has a blend of both, you know, the research-driven alpha hydroxy acids, but also polyhydroxy acid to make sure it works well for sensitive skin is really impressive to me. But it also has salicylic acid, so you're going to be getting that pore cleansing exfoliation, as well as lactic acid, another gentle exfoliating acid. You use this 2 times a week overnight, and the results are awesome. You don't need to use very much, and it's fragrance-free, which of course I love to see. I got really excited when I first saw this one. Another product is their Rose Gold Rescue Gentle Moisture Cream. Oh, that was tough. I don't know why. This one is a moisturizer that has a really high concentration of good ingredients. Caprylic triglyceride is the second ingredient. Shea butter is the third ingredient, which is really good for deeply moisturizing the skin. And the fourth ingredient is Avena sativa oil, or oat kernel oil. Now, oat is one of the best ingredients out there for not only reducing sensitivity and deeply hydrating the skin, but just in terms of quality. And it's very rare that I find a drugstore moisturizer that is formulated with, first of all, any oat oil, let alone the high of a concentration enough to be labeled as the fourth ingredient. Like, that was really impressive to me when I saw this product. Another reason I like this product is because most moisturizers that are formulated with shea butter and oat extract or oil tend to be really heavy on the skin because they're good for people with super dry skin. But I was quite impressed by this formula to find that while it did deeply moisturize my skin every time I used it overnight, it's not a really thick, super heavy, like suffocating cream. And I think it's a pretty versatile product among multiple skin types. And then the last of my favorite products from Bliss that I've really been enjoying is their Brighten and Firm Eye Cream. Now this one's a fragrance-free formula in a lightweight gel texture, which is really nice. Sometimes I get a little bit tired of the super heavy eye creams that feel like you're dragging your under eye area like crazy. I like eye creams that absorb quickly, but still leave a good layer of moisture. And I've always felt that eye cream isn't necessary to a skincare routine, primarily because people tend to spend a lot of money on an eye cream when it's just not necessary. But I do like to use an eye cream when I want to use specific ingredients that I don't need for the rest of my face. This one specifically being vitamin C. Now, like I said, dark circles have been a little bit of a struggle lately because of the lack of sleep, but I'm not a huge vitamin C user for the rest of my face, at least daily. And I do think it can be beneficial in an eye cream. And this one is formulated with 3,0-ethyl ascorbic acid, which is a stabilized form of vitamin C, less likely to irritate your under eye area. It also has glycerin and propanediol, which are going to hydrate, shea butter, affirming peptide complex, green tea, and so many other really good hydrating ingredients. Definitely ingredients that I like to see in a formula that's non-sensitizing or irritating. And if you are someone who wants to brighten your under eye area, but you don't want to pay a crazy ton of money for it, this is a good eye cream to go with. Another thing I wanted to say that's super cool about Bliss is that they've recently partnered with the Trevor Project, which is an LGBT+ advocacy organization that I deeply love. As you guys know, I'm gay, and I'm always looking for opportunities to support the most ostracized members of the LGBTQ community, and the Trevor Project does a great job of this. So thank you, Bliss, for partnering with them to be able to support their organization. If you guys are interested in getting any of these products that I mentioned in today's video, or the Bliss product specifically, you can go to links in my description box below. And thank you so much, Bliss, for sponsoring me and putting up with my very picky standards when it comes to skincare. You guys have been really patient and awesome to work with. And thank you guys who are watching, as always, for being super supportive of my sponsorships so that I can keep a high standard for all the brands that I work with. Next up is a brand that, bitch, when I tell you I was shocked, that is an understatement. I truly thought that I was never going to find formulas that I love from this brand, as I have really publicly dragged them in the past. It is Pixi skincare. I know, I'm shocked. They recently came out with their Clarity line, the first one being the Clarity Tonic. If you know Pixi, they're most popular for their tonics, and I have not been a fan of them in the past. If you want to know why, you can go watch my video, The Truth About Pixi Skincare, and I talk about like how much I dislike a lot of their products. But when I saw this formula, I was blown away by how high quality it is. Propanediol is the third ingredient, so it's going to be hydrating. It has sodium PCA, which is going to reduce sensitivity, betaine, hydrating ferments, as well as glycolic acid, salicylic acid, green tea, and sugarcane. And best of all, it's fragrance free. Who would have thought Pixi came out with fragrance-free formulas? I'm genuinely shook. And in my opinion, this product is better than their original Rose Tonic that's super popular. And you know what? I'm the type of person, when I don't like a product, I am going to tell you why, and I'm going to go in hard. But when a brand comes out with really good non-sensitizing formulas, no matter who they are, no matter how much I've dragged them in the past, I'm going to support the hell out of those products. I think it's important that we're showing brands which products we really support so that they know what our standards are, and we'll continue to make more products like that in the future. So good job, Pixi, for coming out with some fragrance-free formulas. I'm super happy to see it. The other one is their Clarity Lotion, which is formulated with glycerin, propanediol, willow bark extract, which is a natural form of salicylic acid, one of my favorite ingredients out there, niacinamide, woo woo, love to see it, allantoin, and ceramides. And another great thing about this one is that it is a very lightweight gel formula, so if you are someone who struggles with more oily, greasy skin, this is definitely a good one for you to go with. And the last product is from another brand that I really didn't expect to support on my channel, Shea Moisture. Now, Shea Moisture has a lot of formulas that I would consider to be very irritating, and they tend to like natural wash their products products a little bit to where they kind of promote that natural is better message, but their Skin Rescue Cream Cleanser is actually a really good option. It's another example, like the first one, of a cleanser that works for people with more oily, acne-prone skin, but is not going to be overly stripping. It has gentle surfactants, cannabis sativa seed oil, which is great for anyone who does have more red, irritated, inflamed skin. But typically people with acne aren't really going to benefit from leave-on cannabis oil treatments because it can be a little bit pore clogging, but in a cleanser it can be really beneficial. It also has shea butter and salicylic acid, so you're going to get those, exfoliating treatments. And I think this is another example of a cleanser for more oily or acne-prone skin that is going to work well without overly stripping it. And those are all the new products I found at Target that I wanted to share with you guys. What do you guys think of them? I would love to know your thoughts down below. Have you tried some of these products before? Are they some of your favorites? Are you going to go out and buy some? Like I said before, all the products that I've talked about in today's video are linked in the description box below. If you do feel like shopping, it'd mean a lot if you use those links, as I do make a small commission off of them that helps to support my channel. Thank you again, Bliss, for sponsoring this video. And if you guys haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. And I'll see you in the next one. Mwah. And I am going to bed.